Yeah, I'm gonna bring Fathallah on now. I can't find his request though. Yeah.
Wait,
oh my god, I
yeah,
swear to God, you guys, this was not coordinated. That's
I don't know. I just felt, like dressing up a little Moroccan.
like a yellow day.
Yeah, it looks like yellow.
That's so funny. Oh my god, I love it.
But you see me? Because I don't see myself here.
I saw you and then now you went away. I don't know.
Okay.
Now I see you. Do you see yourself?
No, I don't see myself. Wait, it's a little awkward.
That's okay. I think we can all see you. So
Yeah, but
if you don't mind not seeing yourself, can you see me though?
yeah, I can see you. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I look like. That's why.
I'm not very like tech savvy either, so I'm not sure
Let's see. I'll
why
figure it
that
out.
is.
Well, I'll figure it out. Um,
But you're fine. I think if you just like could tip the camera or like go back a little bit so we can see all of you.
you can see this.
Mashallah. Félicitations.
Félicitations. Yeah.
الأحسن بالمرض ولا شنو؟
No, I did it today. No, no, no. Just my hair is a
I don't
little,
like it.
little black hair. How do I share this on Facebook though? Because a lot of people asking on
Oh, you
Facebook.
can't. There's no
Oh,
there. We can do a separate one another time on Facebook, inshallah.
okay, okay,
Because
okay.
yeah, I wanted to do that and I looked it up online, but like there's no way to connect Instagram lives to Facebook because it's Instagram's fault actually. They don't want to connect it. But like on Facebook Live, you can connect it to all the other platforms
Okay,
except Instagram. But Instagram, you have to do a live by itself.
okay, okay, okay.
Or if you have like your laptop, you can do a live there if you want or something.
On my laptop, how is that?
I mean,
Like,
like you could just set the camera, but then they wouldn't be able to see me. So
oh, okay, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but we'll do a separate one, inshallah. This is our first try. So let me first introduce Fathallah to you all. So, okay, I met Fathallah back in 2010, I believe. So that was like 10 years ago in Montreal. I was studying to be a classical singer in Montreal. And I was like interested in Arabic music. And I started to get a little bit interested also in like North African music and culture because Montreal is just like a cultural melting pot. It has everything. And yeah, so I met Fathallah. He introduced me to Gnawa music. He has his own. He's had his own band and been playing his own music forever. We lost you again.
No, here I am. I'm here.
Huh?
I'm here.
We can't see you.
Okay, because now you can't see me.
No. What did you do? Now we can see you.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see myself. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Right. So, yeah. And Fathallah introduced me to a type of music called Gnawa music, which is what I was just playing in the introduction and jamming to because until now I still love it so much, mashallah. And this is music that is present in Morocco and it's basically a type of trance music. Um, and later on, when I ended up myself visiting Morocco in 2012, Fathallah happened to be in Marrakesh, and that is where he's originally from. And he brought me to like an authentic Gnawa night, which they call it Gnawa Layla. And it was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And it was like one of the things that actually set me on the path of like believing in Islam because it started me to get me to think about the unseen And after I saw all of those things with my own eyes, like, you know, the spiritual uplifting that this music has, the effect it has on people, I was forced to question everything that I knew and forced to question myself. So that was definitely a huge part of my path and my journey. And me and Fathallah, until now, we do collaborations. Sometimes we did a concert in Montreal this past summer with his band, which is Daqa Marrakechia. That's a totally different thing also. But yeah, anyways, I will shut up now because I want to hear all about Fathallah from Fathallah. So
Well,
can you just like tell us first, like, how was it growing up in Marrakesh, and how was your life connected to, like, is your family, do you have a family full of musicians? Is that how you got into the scene? And then, like, how did it progress over time? How did you decide that you wanted to be an, you know, Gnawa artist and you wanted to pursue this?
well, first, you know, being from Marrakesh it's easy to pick up, you know, the rhythm, to pick up music, to pick up, you know, it's very easy, the atmosphere, people, you know, people are very you know, like joyful, you know. So, and then my family too has played a big fact in my music, you know, small career, if I can call it, because my father was a musician too. My mother's side, yeah, my mother's, Allah yarhamu, my mother's side too. A lot of my uncles plays music, my cousins plays music. And actually, how I started into Gnawa music was my grandmother that used to organize this Gnawa, yeah, Lilas, twice a year, even before my mother was born. So it was like a tradition that has to be happening every year, twice a year, twice a year. Gnawa, Isawa, Hattarat. So it's so basically I was into that pretty much twice a year, like living that environment, living that you know, the being there, the feeling of being there, and then in between, you know, there are events when we play together, when we celebrate things together and stuff. So there was always, you know, music happening in my family. It was always happening. So it was easy for me to start into, if I can call it, playing professionally. You start looking for contract and stuff. I learned in early age. You know, I learned when I was pretty young, and then I started playing. When my first time I played in a lila, other than my place, my home, it was with my cousin, Ma'allam Nahwawi. And that was my first experience. And then it started like that, and then kept going till I moved to Canada. And then, you know, if you have something in you, you gotta have to live it still. So I was looking to meet up with musicians here and create something.
And how old were you when you moved to Canada?
I was 22, 23 years old. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I was, you know, I was just getting into it. You know, like I was just finding myself in that field when I moved to Canada. You know, it's a little hard, you know, because if I say I had to start from zero from the beginning here, you know, trying to find musicians that would actually like my music, would like to collaborate and stuff, and just anybody. So, and
was it like hard to find that in Montreal, or was it did you find a community like really quickly?
In Montreal, the community was pretty easy to find people here. A lot of Moroccans, they love music.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not easy to find people that know a little bit about music that I play, and actually they play it because it's very traditional. You know, you have to pick it up the traditional way. You don't go to school to learn it. You learn it, you know, like being there. It's like there's no
Gnawa school.
well, the Gnawa school now is the traditional way too. Even the Gnawa school is the traditional way, but I know what you meant. Like there's no Gnawa school where you can read.
Like a conservatoire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe soon. Maybe soon. With there's a lot of young Gnawa artists now, and then they can.
Yeah.
I believe it's
Well,
very.
definitely, like a lot of like non-Moroccans are really interested in Moroccan culture and Moroccan music now. Like I see so many people nowadays doing like fusion style. And you actually have your own fusion band where you combine like Gnawa music and there's a saxophone player, a pianist, yeah?
Yeah. There's a guitarist, there's a saxophone, there's a pianist also, and sometimes there's also another. I like to add also the touch of another traditional instruments, like the kora, or it brings it a new like a new touch to the type of music, especially the gimbri is very bass and then the kora is very high, and also it collaborate very well.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, but and we play together, so you know how it is.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like to play something for us real quick?
Something quick. With gimbri ولا
With
wisha?
yeah, with Gimbri, because the clip that I played in my story for everyone, it was using this instrument. So this is called a Gimbri or a hajhuj. What are some other names for it? There's so many names for it, right?
Well, the gimbri is this one. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay. Yeah, mashallah.
Because I don't see myself, so I'm just talking to the
That's
dog.
okay. You look fine and we can see you and hear you and everything, mashallah.
Do I need to back up or I'm good?
No, you're good. Perfect.
No, this one we call it a wisha. It's like the little baby of the gimbri.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm still ignorant.
Well, that's why my new project that I play with this, I called it I know I wished you. So
Okay.
me, my little gimbri, my little instrument.
Oh, mashallah, cool.
But now people are messaging me, who's Awisha?
They're what?
People are asking, they're wondering who's this Awisha that I'm talking about. What, it's like a couple thing, or is my.
Yeah. هجيبك هذا.
صح. You want to listen to something? Do you have something in mind?
Whatever you want to play.
Okay. Do you hear me? Do you hear the instrument?
We hear you.
لا إله إلا الله الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله حبيب ربي داوينا لا إله إلا الله الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله يا نبي داوينا بسم الله وبالله ربي والحمد لله لا إله إلا الله ختمها رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله يا نبي ومولانا اسعى رضاك يا باب وكيفي يا محمد سواك ترحم الرحيم يا إله إلا الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله يا نبي أنا رايدون ترزقني ما نتمنى لا تفتح لي بواب الجنة لا إله إلا الله الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله يا نبي داوود لا إله لا إله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله كلمة عظيمة لا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله يا نبي داوود لا إله إلا الله يا مولانا لا إله إلا الله يا نبي داوود. Thank you.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. ديتيني المغرب ديتيني المراكش.
كيف مراكش؟
وعندي اتاي ماشي عندي غير الليبتون ماشي اتاي ديال المغرب. مع اتاي والموسيقى وكان كيديني عقلي ما شاء الله. شكرا. شكرا. Well, I have most of my followers are Muslim. Because most of them are like following me for like Quran. So obviously like in Gnawa music, what you were just saying is La ilaha illallah. So can you talk about like a little bit about the spiritual aspect of Gnawa music? I think that would just be like interesting for people to hear, like what are the roots of that, and you know, what is the purpose that people have when they listen to music, and how do you think it's like beneficial for uplifting people and like getting them to feel closer to Allah? And there's always in Gnawa songs it's always talking about Rasulullah, you know, and I know like a lot of people have different opinions, but for me personally it's something that feels very uplifting spiritually.
Well, before to be able to explain the Islamic spiritual aspect of the Gnawa music, we need to talk about history first, about Gnawa music and how it started, how it came to Morocco from the Africans that they were supposed to be brought, or they were brought to Europe to work there, or to be there, as to live there as slaves during the European revolution. You know, when Europe was starting to become stronger and stronger, they were using a lot of Africans as their base workers to do whatever work needs to be done. Anyway, so during the march from the South African countries, from not even all the way down from South Africa, we're talking about just Mali, Sudan, Senegal. So during their march or their way to Europe, their only way, and I'm talking about 600 years ago, their only way was through Morocco.
Okay.
Across the Mediterranean to go through. So most or some of those Africans were able to escape in Morocco, for example.
Because it's so close to the border of Spain.
Because that was it from Essaouira. Mostly the trip to Europe used to start from Essaouira.
Okay. Subhanallah.
That's why Gnawa has started in Essaouira, basically. So a lot of those that they stayed in or decided to stay in Morocco, to live in Morocco, they brought this music with them, and they were not able. In the beginning, there was lack of language communication, you know, problem communication, and the language and the religion too, because not all those Black Africans were Muslims back then.
Okay.
So for them, it was a little difficult to integrate in society. So they were playing music. Like, you know, like walking in front of houses, in front of places and shops and stuff. They used to play music, and people will help them with food or money or whatever. And
Oh,
then
wow.
that's how we started. That's how we started. And then you see a lot of old photos or videos. You see Gnawa walking. So most of the times it was during the like some celebrations or holidays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's by them being in Morocco for that while. They did, they started speaking the language. They started. Most of them has become they became Muslims also. So the lyrics of their songs has changed too. They adapted to the
Oh,
new language,
subhanallah.
the new religion.
Yeah.
But the meaning of the songs is always about how most of the time there are prayers.
Mm-hmm.
There's this Gnawa aspect of literature, like if I say, which is about narrating their story when they
Mm-hmm.
were from their families,
Okay.
and how they were suffering, and their life as slaves and stuff like that. So it brings both. There are prayers, because we're Muslims and we play this music, and it's very spiritual. And then also it's Gnawa music, it's Black African music. We have to keep that aspect into it.
MashaAllah. Yeah, for sure. So it's kind of like a combination. That's why when you listen to Gnawa, it's just it takes you somewhere because it has so many layers to it. Like what you're explaining now, subhanAllah, I didn't know that there was this much history to it. Like there's the historical aspect, there's the cultural aspect, which goes back like so far back and has very deep like African roots, even though a lot of people view Morocco as like a mainly Arab country. It has such a
Yes.
mixture of different cultures and so many African roots. So that's why like yeah, Gnawa music is just, then it's in the Arabic language and the Arabic music that you speak, and then there's the layer of spirituality because as you said, like they adapted their spirituality, so it's all at the same time like storytelling, it's cultural, it's emotional because what they've been through is something so difficult, and storytelling is such a powerful way to communicate with people, and to create empathy, to create love, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and for them, they told their story within their music.
Yeah.
Within the way when they dance, when even the dancing part now in
Mm.
Morocco, we kept it the way it was, like the jumping, all that is very, very like Black African way of dancing, very physical, that
Yeah,
jump,
subhanallah.
jumping, squatting, all that is very physical. It's not, and we had to keep it that way but that's the beauty of it is that,
Mhm.
when we're playing that music, it's very special,
Yeah.
and then you get to different styles of music when there's, Andalus, there's Tarab Andalusi, there's Isa,
Mhm. Yeah. And
Qadam.
do you ever, so like in a lot of music which has deep traditional roots,
Yeah,
there's people who want to move forward with it and integrate it and make fusion and stuff, but there seems to always be like one group of what we can call purists who like don't want anything to change. Do you
yeah.
have that in Gnawa circles? Like, are there people, when you have your fusion band, for example, do you ever face criticism from people who are like, oh, why are you doing fusion? We need to
No,
keep it pure.
no, no. Actually, I don't face any criticism. The way how it is in music, in our music, is, um, it's you choose what you want to do. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
are malams, there are masters that they just want to play music the way it is. They don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
it with anybody. There are some that don't even want you to record them or film them. This was very common back in the day.
Okay.
There are some albums that you won't record them or film them. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Whatever he has, you want to keep it, first of all, for himself, so he can always, be the madam of the band, because if everybody picks up what he has, then there's a lot of competition around. This was the old mentality. There are those that pretty open. They don't mind. They want to share what they know. It's like in every style of music. They want to share what they know. They like it when people come to them and ask them. And so, but to someone come and criticize me, no. Like for someone to come and criticize me, especially the music that we play, he has to know something about the music before to
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well,
so,
I think it's definitely important for you to be able to like communicate what Gnawa is all about. And if somebody, like if an outsider wants to come and like do fusion music with you, they need to like first understand it and understand the context of it so that they can, respect it before they try to innovate in a sense.
yeah, and understand because when it's when let's say like we decided to collaborate. Let's say me and you. I want to sing something that it was sad that describes the bad history of what happened to those Black Africans and this and this. But if you don't understand what I'm talking about, or if you don't understand the song, the meaning of the songs, you might think that's a love song, for example.
Yeah. Well, that's when it becomes like a cultural appropriation versus appreciation.
But then your collaboration would depend on your perception of the song, So it's always very important to understand what's going on, to give.
For sure.
Question, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Well, inshallah, I hope we can do a future collaboration, whether it's like with Hamid Zahir or even like a Gnawa song, but as long as you feel like it's appropriate for me to sing it, because it does have such a deep, rich history that really needs to be respected. So my eyes, like I always listen to Gnawa, but now that you explained everything to me, like I'm gonna listen to it in a new way. I feel like So.
But you can sing. You can sing. There's no one who said that you can't sing as a woman. You can sing.
No, I mean not as a woman, not as like from the female aspect, but I mean more of like a like I'm a white girl from America, right? So like like there needs to be some information that I'm understanding before.
Let's correct something first. You just live in America, but you're Moroccan by blood. You're more Moroccan than
I hope one day حلم ديالي يكون عندي كارت ناسيونال ديال المغرب.
كارت ناسيونال.
والله
كارت ناسيونال بحال هكا فيها العمل بدون.
طلبوا لي الملك الله يرحم والديك.
كارت ناسيونال. No, you deserve it, If you ever request the Moroccan nationality, you deserve it because you dig a lot deep in our culture more than how we do, to be honest with you. Because you want to know, you know a lot about Amazigh culture, you know a lot about Arab culture in Morocco, you speak the language, the dialect, الكلمة العربية.
Alhamdulillah. Well, I'm just so thankful that like Moroccan people are so warm and welcoming, and they love it. They're not hostile when somebody wants to learn about their culture, because you can get that sometimes, but I feel like in Morocco people are just so happy when you try to speak their language or when you try to learn something, and I have nothing but respect for المغاربة والمغرب وكل شيء ما شاء الله عليكم. Would you want to play one more thing for us?
Yeah, I can play.
Okay. Because that was just so enjoyable, and I think after like talking about everything in detail, the people might want to hear one more.
Okay. There could be a lot of people that didn't understand what we're talking about too.
From the comment section, it looks like a lot of people speaking.
خذنا اللي ما فهموناش يسمعونا.
غادي يفهموا ان شاء الله. كل شيء مخلط.
this. Okay, I'm gonna sing something that is related to what we're talking about you know the history and.
Inshallah.
This one is called. Just to explain to you, that way you have an idea what I'm doing or what I'm singing. It's called Khalim Bara. Khalim Bara Darwish. Khalim Bara Darwish or Khalim Bara Miskin. When his the lyrics, it talks about this we call khadim. If you know the khadim in like في القصر, for example.
Like a servant.
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
So servant was talking about Khalim Bara, Khalim Bara Darwish, Khalim Bara Miskin. لا تأكل الحيمة خالٍ برا يلحس عظيمة. You know, like he's describing his life, you know, comparing what his boss or what his master has and what he has, you know.
Okay, so like his boss is eating the meats and he has the bones.
Pretty much, yeah. So his boss can wear shoes and he will walk barefoot. Stuff like that.
Okay.
الله مولانا الله داوينا يا سيدي ويا مولانا ارجع في الله تعالى هذا وعده مسكين. الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا الله مولانا الله داوينا يا سيدي يا مولانا ارجع في الله تعالى هذا وعده مسكين. الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا خليت تاكل الحمى لا تاكل الحمى سيدي ياكل الحمى لا تاكل الحمى يا باراي قلت تحطيمة ارجع في الله تعالى الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا لا تلبس بالغنى سيدي يلبس بالغنى لا تلبس بالغنى سيدي يلبس بالغنى يا باراي يمشي ارجع في الله تعالى الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا لا ناس في القبة سيدي ناس في القبة لا ناس في القبة سيدي ناس في القبة يا باري ناس في الكشينة ارجع في الله تعالى يا دار مسكين. الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا لا تلبس بالغنى سيدي يلبس بالغنى لا تلبس بالغنى سيدي يلبس بالغنى مرة يلبس أشعار. الله مولانا هذا مسكين. الله مولانا الله مولانا سيدي يا مولانا هذا حلو مسكين هذا حلو مسكين هذا حلو مسكين هذا مسكين. الله مولانا الله داوينا يا سيدي يا مولانا ارجع في الله تعالى هذا مسكين. هذا واحد مسكين هذا مسكين هذا مسكين هذا مسكين
ما شاء الله عليك تبارك الله. شكرا بزاف اخويا فتح الله. هذا فتح الله شرقاوي، فتح شرقاوي في انستغرام. ما شاء الله عليك. And والله I can listen to Gnawa all day and just like get lost. ما شاء الله.
Merci beaucoup, تبارك الله.
Okay, so just in case, like this might get cut off because I think there's a time limit to the lives. So just in case, we'll just start it again. Like if it shuts down, then and we get cut off in the middle of something, I'll start it again.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So yeah.
Fans from Turkey, I like it.
Yeah, I know. I have like 20% of my fans from Turkey now.
Amazing, I love
but
it.
there's like, I think it would be super cool to like, I don't know. Yeah, Tamazir too. Tunisia, alhamdulillah, I have like a lot of fans from everywhere. So I think this is really cool, and I'm just happy to share my love of like Moroccan culture, and share some different artists with people, because the more, you know, we integrate and the more we learn about each other's cultures and unite, the better off we all are, you know. And I think that's what the world needs now. So
yeah, especially when we have time, especially when we have time.
Yeah.
We're free now. We're like you
yeah. Exactly. So another thing that I wanted to talk about with Fathallah is he's like a really like multi-talented guy, mashallah. Aside from his music, he also does does Muay Thai, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Muay Thai.
I don't know. Muay Thai. Boxing.
Yeah. I did
and like he's a fitness coach, and he's starting like a new project, or it's not new, it's old, but he's, you know,
no, it's
like
new.
it's new. Okay, sorry. A new like fitness program and stuff, and that's another thing we don't talk about too much on here, but I think it's like really important. I personally like, I love lifting and stuff like that, and yeah, would love to hear a little bit about that too.
Well, we have to, because when you care about your, it's mental fitness too. It's not only physical fitness, but it's mental. And we all need good health mentally during this time now, because if you sit down at home, if you sleep all day and keep doing the same thing over and over again, at some point it's not good. So, as it's very important to you know to always keep in action, and do a lot of activities, mostly fun activities, you know, not only like competitive activities, but you can do mostly fun activities that makes you, you know, get the hormones going. So this program is new, actually. It's called 10 rounds.
What is it?
If you can, well, I will share the links and everything on my stories or my Instagram.
Yeah.
And then if everybody interested, they can just contact me on message.
Inshallah.
And I will explain it in Arabic too, in case there's some people.
Yeah, for sure.
They're very welcome to understand too what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's called, basically, is just combining doing fitness work at home, but instead of doing something that is very boring, you know, because lifting at some point it becomes boring, because when you're at home, like there's nobody to talk to or whatever, like there's no interaction. You're at home. Even at the gym, people get bored. So imagine at home, you'll get bored for sure. So the idea is how to get people to do fitness, but then have fun, which is with learning boxing, for example, you know. So what you do is, we have, like let's say, the program of 10 rounds. Why is it called 10 rounds? Is because of the boxing. So 10 rounds, your training session is 10 rounds, is virtual. So you have, let's say, your application or website. You go and then you can just put it on TV, and it's like when you watch the virtual, you know, videos of, you know, spinning, or, you know, at the gym. Same thing. So you have a coach who's teaching you, showing you what to do, showing you how to move, teach you how to box. Basically, so there are 3 days when you do lifting, at home, you know, with cables and stuff. It's very interesting. And then 2 days we do boxing, but then that's just the program. But you can do whatever you want because you have access. It's like Netflix.
Okay.
You have access to do
Oh,
whatever
okay,
you want.
got you.
There's a lot of different workouts. Not only turnaround, there's a lot of workouts. There's yoga, there's all kind of stuff, all kind of workouts. Also, there's a lot of anything you want about your meal plan, about anything you just have to enter your informations and then your weight and everything. There's you know, there's where to go for everything you have. Nutrition, everything is very, very complete platform.
Okay, mashallah, cool.
So that's the thing. The
So you
workout.
can do it from anywhere in the world.
Yes. And then you don't have to meet a coach or whatever. Like your coach is on your TV, so you
And
just
is
have
it
to.
is it in English or is it in different languages?
Yes, it is in English for now.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
It's in North America.
في المستقبل غادي يكون في فرنسي والدارجة
أنا غادي ندير
وتركيا،
الغربية.
ممكن تركيا حيت غادي نعمل لك بزاف د الناس من تركيا.
مرحبا مرحبا مرحبا. أنا ندير العربية ماشي مشكل. ندير العربية. But so that's the thing. That's it. So the round, I will switch between Arabic and English now. So.
Okay. يا شرح لنا بالعربية.
بالعربية دونك اوكي واخا. Alors donc كاين لو نون ديالو ولا سميتو هو 10 راوندز، سميت البروغرام 10 راوندز 10 ديال لي راوند، يعني 10 الجولات، يعني بحال في لا بوكسين شاك 10 الجولات كل جوله فيها 3 ديال الدقائق. So each round is 3 minutes and then there is 45 seconds break، يعني 45 ثانية ديال الراحة بين كل راوند وراوند ولا بين كل جولة وجولة. هكا تيكون البروغرام. Et donc غير la résistance، la plupart des fois c'est de la résistance. يعني المقاومة فاش تكون في الورك اوت ديالك، يعني كاين غير تسوي غير الكوتش، كنتبعو غير الكوتش اش كيدير et puis on apprend les punch, uppercuts, left hook, right hook, you know, footwork. Donc انا تيبان ليا سي très intéressant. It's more interesting to work out at home but then learn how to box. Why not?
Yeah.
It's just cardio and killing that treadmill or something, you know. I think it's more interesting to do.
So boring. I hate cardio.
I think it's more, yeah. But if you try this program, I will post more information on it on my Instagram.
Inshallah.
Because Instagram for fitness, this is my normal Instagram, I guess. But then I have another one for fitness. I'm gonna it's for your body.
ماشي بحال أنا كنخلط كل شيء أنا.
C'est ça.
أنا كنخلط القرآن البويزي وكل خاصك غير تكون عندك واحد.
نو مي انت ماشي مشكل، انت ماشي مشكل. غير بالنسبة للفيتنس سي ميو تارجت الناس باسكو parfois tu mets le côté DM ولا شي حاجة، il y a du monde qui accepte pas ça, mais there's some people don't accept it. Mais il y a du monde que c'est comme ça qu'on les motive. Donc c'est autre chose. يعني عالم آخر. C'est pour ça هذا الشيء عشان ندير الفيتنس، ولكن ما عنديش فيه بزاف ديال الفولورز يلاه بديتو.
Okay, Radina, I will share that on my story also. It's called 10 rounds. Can you show me like one move that I can just do sitting down?
You can do everything.
Like, how do I punch? What's the right way to punch somebody, just in case I need to punch someone?
What? If you want to.
What's the correct way to punch somebody?
Well, the correct way.
Yeah.
Well, your hand has to be straight first of all, so you can't punch like this.
Straight?
It has to be straight because the power will come from the power will come from this muscle here.
It comes from here.
Come from the shoulder and from here too. So when you put, it's you know. But if like when I see some people they punch like this and this, but you're just putting yourself, you know. So the you know, and it's good for your wrist too because you won't break it when you like this. You know, when you do this, you could break it this way. So go ahead, you can punch. Go ahead and practice outside.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, that's a good one. The first person you see, practice on. Make sure it's not Qamar. Make sure it's not your brother.
Oh my God, no. And
so that's
are you ever scared of like hurting just like my last question, are you scared of hurting your wrist because you play the gimbri And obviously, like, you need your wrist to be in good health to be able to play the gimbri. Are you ever scared when like you're fighting in the
No,
ring and stuff
I,
of getting injured?
no, I never thought of it actually until now.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you think of it. Knock on wood.
Oh my God, I never thought of it until now. But you know what? Because when you practice, you know, doing sports and or practicing MMA or whatever, you know, your fingers are always in risk.
Yeah.
You rub your fingers or you punch or you know
Yeah,
you
exactly.
on your hands. So yeah, fingers on. I never thought of it actually. Thank
Because
you.
I was like, you know, I was really trying to improve like my like
Oh,
handstands and
you
stuff
know
before,
what?
but my wrist hurts and I was scared for my ood that I won't be able to play anymore. So I don't know.
No, not last year. Yeah, no, the year before. No, last year actually. I had a fight scheduled, and I wasn't even. And I had the show. I had music show 2 days after or something.
Subhanallah.
And I
ايوه
wasn't.
صافي حيد هاد الفكرة ما تفكرش فيها. انا
I was
شفت دابا غادي تفكر فيها وغادي
the thing is, no. I was actually panicking, but more by my face, but not by
oh.
my hand. But not by, you know, like I was thinking about my
Okay.
face, you know. But I'm like, oh my God, what if I get hit? What if something? But then, you know, I was going safe, I
صافي.
guess. Yeah.
ايوه
So,
Allah, may Allah protect you with everything, with
but,
your music, with your fitness. May Allah grant you
thank
so
you.
much success and more and more and more, and let you travel and let you meet and connect with so many people in the world. Inshallah, I hope for you nothing but the best. هذا خويا فتح الله. شكرا بزاف. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, and perhaps we'll do a different one on Facebook another time, inshallah.
Good, I
But
think.
for now, this live will be available in the stories, and we're gonna share the fitness profile as well, and
Yeah,
and
and
look
check
out
out,
for collaboration between us, inshallah.
yeah, and check out my my channel on YouTube, my music channel. I play my
Yeah,
music called معلم Fathallah Cherkaoui. I'll post it on my news. And also check out my other Instagram. And if anything, please let me know about if you're interested in 10 rounds. You can train at home. You can train everywhere you want. You gotta have it. You have it in your phone, and it's very interesting. Very interesting. And you'll learn how to box. Everybody wants to learn how to box. You know, the world is not safe as we think. So yeah, that's it.
inshallah.
It was very nice. It was very nice to have this live. It was my
And
first
you,
live, by the way. You know,
mashallah.
I had Facebook since 2007. And this is my first live. I never.
Wow, subhanallah.
I know.
Well,
I
this
just
was just my second live interview so far. So I hope
okay.
to keep doing this. I'm having a lot of fun, to be honest. I
No,
like
no.
for once like asking other people questions because I'm always the one being interviewed. So it's a really nice change
But
from
no,
that.
you're a good interviewer, actually. You can do
Alhamdulillah,
this.
thank you.
You can do this. You know, you're good. You're good.
Alhamdulillah.
You're good. You're good. You know how to entertain.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice. شكرا شكرا شكرا.
شكرا
Jennifer.
بزاف وتهلا في راسك وان شاء الله يدوز هاد الكورونا ونتلاقاو ان شاء الله شي نهار في انا غير حدا مونتريال ان شاء الله.
غير حدا بينا غير حدا.
يلا
Merci beaucoup. شكرا للناس اللي كانوا في اللايف. Thank you very much to all they who watched our live. شكرا للناس اللي من المغرب. شكرا للناس اللي كيحبوا جينيفر كيشجعوا جينيفر. سبيسيال كتحبكم وكتحب المغرب فريمون فريمون فريمون. وكحنا كنحبوكم. معكم فتح الله من كندا. شكرا. Thank you very much Jennifer. It was nice.
يلا السلام عليكم everybody.